So here we are. We'll wait for a few minutes, see if anybody else comes on before we flip down. Um, as you all know, we opened the regular Sunken Treasure bundle, which is, it's not full because we've got things out, used things. For those of you who have watched, we made a sun catcher, I think it's a stretch bracelet that I made originally, and a set of hair sticks. So we'll see what we want to make today after we look at our new bundle. This is bundle number 3, which is sort of weird that this one came first because I've actually ordered 1, 2, 3, and now 4 because 4 came on sale. I think it was it yesterday or was it Sunday? Well, one or the other. It came on sale just this last few days, and these sell out fast. I think they only make about 50 of them. So this one is number 3, which sort of weirded me out that it showed up first because, hi, Anita. Hi, Susie. Because I, like I say, have ordered 1 and 2 as well. 1 went within the first day of being out, and 2 took a little longer to sell out, but it did. They've all sold out now. But anyway, this one is number 3, and number 1 and 2, I've got, hi Bonnie, I've got messages that, oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Rose. I don't know why it won't. Maybe come in after it finishes up and do a like on the replay. That might work. Anyway, bundle number 1 and bundle number 2, I have heard are delayed in transit, and they're supposed to get here today. So I'll probably do a recorded video for those 2 bundles when they show up. It just is really surprising that number 3 showed up before number 4. But it is what it is. So we're going to turn down in a minute, and we'll look over bundle number 3 here, and then we'll decide if we want to do something with it, and if so, what. And of course, I've got a lot of other things that I've gotten. So this was my bag of goodies that came with my bundle. I have got some of the pieces from the original bundle I bought extras of, so those are in there. But sometimes you just need extras. So let's turn down here. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. I am going to turn down here in just a second, and we will see what's in this bundle. So let's do that. So here we go, guys. Did it flip? No. There we go. Now, these bundles don't come with a list. The very first one I got did, but these don't. They just have a thing on your regular invoice that says Sunken Treasure Companion Bundle number 3, and anything that has the green mark and says kit is in here. It cost me $38 for this particular bundle. So let's open her up and see what we got in here. Now they all have little well, like so. They have little tags on them. So the first thing on this list is Cap 477 is a 10-gram bag, about 45 pieces of 7mm scrolled bead caps in an antique bronze. We've had these before. I think they're a really nice little bead cap. They actually make a really cool double bead cap if you put one the other direction, because they have these little, here, I'll have to get one out again. Come on, baby. They have this little hump on the side here. So when you put them together, they don't they, those two little humps go together and they make it interesting. Makes it look like a double bead cap. Really interesting one. So that's number one. Now, the second thing it says we have here is Crystal 3380. That's this one. A 16-inch strand of 6x4 crystal faceted rondelle beads in matte champagne. Is this on us? Yeah, they are. Now, see, these are sort of like those green, or they call them teal, in our original one, except for they're a champagne color, they say. So anyway, here are those. Like I said, let's see. I think the regular ones here. I wonder if we can find those green, or as they call them, teal. Yeah, there they are. I don't think of these as teal. They don't look like teal to me. See, they're about the same size, and they're both matte, but different colors, of course. So that was the original one. This is the companion bundle one. Actually, I think those might go interestingly together if I were to put them together to make something like a bracelet or a necklace. Number 3 is Crystal 3493, 10-inch strand of 7mm crystal half matte English cut with blue zircon and purple iris. Oh, here we go. Those are pretty, aren't they? I like those. I like those a lot. Now, see when they say half matte, see how it's matte right through the center here, but it's not on the sides. So that's pretty cool. Always liked those. So this is the blue zircon with purple iris. Next in the kit is 10 pieces of 12x8 check table cut glass rectangular window beads in a dark peridot with a Picasso wash. That's probably these. Yes, 6417. Sometimes these are pretty. I like the coloring of these. No fouling. Next we have Crystal 6505. That's these guys over here. 20 pieces of 6mm check fire polished glass faceted round beads in a peach opal. Now this box has a lot more of these peach colored ones in it. I don't really recall there being too many of those in the regular one, but those are pretty. Next one is 6515, 43 by 30 check pressed glass kite bead in an opaque turquoise. That must be this baby. Well, that's interesting, but I find it boring. It's a nice shape, but it's, it's just... I'll probably find something to glue on it or to hang from it. Actually, I'm not sure if I can find them easily, but the little shells, there they are, I think. Come on, little shells. This might be pretty hanging in front of these. I have 2 left. I used 2 on the hair sticks. I have 2 left. I was going to use them for earrings, but maybe not, because that would look pretty hanging right in front of that. Maybe with a one of the peach colored beads above it, or maybe even a pearl. Let's see. I thought I had some right here, but I'm not seeing them. Oh yes, here they are. They're inside another bargain bead box. These are some of those shell pearls that that are made from shell rather than just whatever. And So it's not quite peach. It's more of an orangey color, but wouldn't that be pretty above it? A pearl? Maybe a smaller pearl, though, as opposed to this bigger one here. But in fact, I probably won't use one of these, but it would work. This is pearls from my Found Objects challenge bag. See, that's more of a good size for it to go above to hang with our shell. So definitely something to think about. But because, like I say, I find this piece, it's pretty color and all that, and it's an interesting shape, but all in all, it's boring. There's no real striations or anything through it, so, doesn't really do anything for me. So that one was 6515, this piece here. Next is 6522, 6 pieces of 15 millimeter check pressed glass coin beads in an almond silk swirl. Well, these are a little different. Now, see, if that other piece had the swirls in it, it might have been more interesting. And you see the swirls in that? Uh-oh, did Janice lose me there? That's too bad. But anyway, there's these. Almond swirl. Next is 6544 in a 16 pieces. That must be this 6 by 8 millimeter check press glass Baroque snail swirl. Snail swirl, huh? That's interesting. It does have a swirl. As you can see, it swirls around as it goes from one side to the other and then back down again. I guess it could be a snail shell. Wouldn't have thought that, but hey, that's cute. So there we go with those. There's a lot of opaque beads in this kit. Now 822 is a 4.7-inch strand, about 12 pieces of 10 millimeter check fire polished glass faceted round beads in a pale aqua with a Picasso watch. That's these. Pale aqua. I got news. This looks green to me. Though maybe it is aqua underneath the wash. The more I look at it, I can see that there's something, a different color, underneath this golden green wash here. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Very interesting. So that's this one, 822. Yeah, there's an aqua color underneath the wash there. So that's an interesting bead. So there's 822. Time to switch the page. So the next kit item is Gems 4257. That's these little tiny guys. Is a 14.5-inch strand of 3 to 3.5 millimeter Russian Amazonite finely faceted rounds. Ooh, those are pretty. Tiny little guys, but oh, so pretty. Now those would look cool on one of my circlets. Maybe I'll have to use one on one of those. Go in there, little string. Next is Gem 5172, 15-inch strand of 8 millimeter African turquoise jasper. must be this guy. Yep, 5172. Now it says it's been dyed, and I would imagine that this jasper was probably a brownish color before they put the turquoise dye on it. And it does look sort of like an African turquoise. Let's see if you can see it better there. But did Janice make it back? Did our connection back out again? Yuck. Would hope not. But next is a Gems 5449. This is a gem. I thought it was a glass bead. It's green agate, dyed and heated, 6 millimeters. It's pretty. I like them. And it's definitely all different colors of greens. This one looks like a jade. And there were some in here that looked sort of like peridot to me a minute ago. But dyed green agate. Then we have 5624, 15-inch strand of 4 millimeter tiger iron faceted round beads. Come on, little guys. Excuse me. You can see the iron sort of sparkling through in there a bit. Those are pretty. Thank you, Susie. Actually, probably be a couple more. I usually sneeze like 2 or 3 times at a time when I do. This next one is CZ0577. That's these little guys. They're sealed, so unless we use them, I'm not going to take them out. They're little coin beads. Approximately 30 pieces of 6 millimeter Czech press glass round coin bead in a milky aqua swirl. Then they're pretty little guys. And this spacer, a not 30 pieces of 9 millimeter. Oh, I like these. Dotted rondelle spacer beads in antique bronze. I love this shape like this. It's like a double daisy spacer kind of thing. But I've always liked them. And actually, I have some silver ones like this that I frequently take and put on the end of extender chains with a jump ring just to dangle down to give it a little pretty. So I like these a lot. And the last thing on our list is a toggle 579. And these are what they call a fish hook and box clasp. You know, when I was a kid, my grandma's and my mom's jewelry all had these kind of clasps. You go through right here, like so, and then you turn it and push it upwards. Boy, these feel stiff. Or maybe I've got it in the wrong hole. Maybe it goes in the big one. I don't think so. I think it goes down below. then slides up. There we go. Call it a brass fish hook. This this actually looks a little like a fish once you get that in. It's got its fins. But I like that spacer B2, Susie. It's one of my favorite styles. So this little guy, and then to take him out, you have to push him together and then twist him over like that. So those are, like I say, just like my mom's old jewelry. Like she had a strand of pearls that had one of these in it that she got given to her from her mom. So I know I've had people that when I've have used these before have gone, how do you open this and how do you close it? Because they don't really use a lot of these in jewelry making anymore, not for the clasps anymore, but they used to always use them, like I say. Just push it up and it goes up in there and clicks. And it's pretty darn secure. But anyway, that is the last of our box. So, and that is our companion bundle to Sunken Treasure number 3. Like I said earlier, I have got 1 and 2 coming. You've got some of those, Anita? Yeah, that's how you work them. Just take your little loop, go through the hole, and push it up so until you feel the click of when they join together. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have known how to use them either if it hadn't been for the fact that, like I said, my mom and my grandma, their necklaces used to use these type of toggle clasps. So they're actually a little tricky if you don't know what. Well, like I say, if you don't know how to open them and close them, you're not going to get them open and closed because they are just a little box, but they're pretty darn secure. See, I'm pulling pretty tight and it won't open. You got to push those 2 little points down and then pull them out. Then it still won't open because there's that little piece of metal there. Then you have to turn it and bring it back out the hole. And it's the same way to close it. Put it through the 2 holes till the one, so they're like this. And then push it in till you heard that click. And that's when it's latched. It clicks like that. So learn something new every day. In fact, you guys are hopefully taught me how to do something today on Randy's show because I got some Coriana chain, the last order I got from Bargain Beadbox or Beadbox Bargains, and I've never used it. I don't know how to use it. I was just looking at it going, what do I do with this? How do I close this up? There's no holes where you can put in a jump ring or anything. And so some of the girls told me what they did to close theirs up. So I'm not sure I have the pieces that will do that, so I might have to order some. I don't use what do you call them? Those little fold over clasps. I've never been real fond of them, and I'm not real sure of them, to be truthful with you. They seem a little weak to me in some ways, but we'll see what happens when I decide to use it. So now what I got to do is decide what we're going to make today. I have not really thought about it too much. This is our goodies we just opened. So where did that pendant go? There it is. Like I say, I think I'm going to wire wrap something onto it. I was thinking of pearl, but this little guy might work just fine, or this one. Just something to give it some different color. Let's get our little shell out again. Even if I do this, I'm not sure if I'm going to do anything more with it because I don't know what I want to do. But yeah, this would look really pretty. Hooked on here, but these are loose, so we'll just pull one of them out. Come here, little fire polish. And it could go right above it, like so. We wouldn't want to make it too long or it would be dragging down below our pendant there, so it would have to be right there. But I sort of like that. What did I do with this one's bag? Let's not find it. What a surprise. How is it that you can open something up and then you can't find it? I mean, it's like, it's right here. It's got to be right here. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Go in there. Now, if this was a little longer, I might consider putting on one of the green ones and one of the, if I needed it to be a little longer, one of these and one of these green ones here, just to give it some differentiation. But now, if I were to do this, I would probably use a simple loop on the bottom because a wrap loop, will add some more space and we're going to drag off the edge if we add too much space. We don't want to add too much space. So, but I think that looks really cool like that. I think it would make a nice pendant, and you really wouldn't even need too much as far as chain is concerned. You could just use a chain and maybe break it a few spots to put a couple beads into your chain, but what do I want to do? I do like that right there, though. So that's my regular. Nope, don't want copper. Come here, wire. Copper. This is square, but I suppose I could use it. Let's just do this up and then I'll put it aside. I don't think I'm going to make anything else with it today, but you never can tell what I'm going to do. You ever get in one of those moods? Well, I'm going to do this, but I'm not going to do anything more. Well, yeah, maybe I will. Hi, Tina. So I've got a piece out of vintage bronze. I think this is probably 20 gauge. Might be even smaller than that from the feel of it, and I've got more than I need by a long shot. If all I'm going to do is wrap this bead up. Especially if I'm not going to do I may just do a really tiny, like maybe one loop around. bring her over. Gotta leave my gap so we can put it in there. Feed on my... It's amazing how they say these are... I think it's actually patinaed brass, but I would have swore they called them patina bronze. But it just says shell on the loop on the package here, because these are very goldenish to me for a bronze. So I'm gonna just do one. I don't want to do a lot of wraps on this because, like I say, it's not going to... Would you wrap properly? No. I don't want the extra length. So now, because I want this pattern to be proper... Oh, we're crooked. Boy, did I mangle this up, that up there. Okay, so let's get her back in shape. There we go. So I want the shell to have that little loopy piece that goes the outer part to come to the front of this. So I actually could have just did this as a separate thing and then looped it onto that, and it might actually be better that way. Oh, you think so, huh? So I think I'll just make it into a charm kind of thing here. Up and around and over. And I got way too much wire for making it a charm. Grab you. We'll wrap this little baby up here. Now, normally I use my pliers, but since this is a pretty good sized piece of wire, I think I can just use my fingers to do it. We'll cut that off. Now I've made this into a charm, and it's probably way longer than I originally planned on it being. So you can just go on like so. Got a kink in this wire, something fierce up here that I put in it. Get some of this crud out of my way here. Now I could hook it right in right here if I wanted to, but I'm not sure if I want to do that or not. But I'm going to leave this wire just in case I decide to do something with it. And then we will make a loop from this. Now, if you make your loop and you decide you want it to go the other direction, it's a simple matter of just twisting it around. I'm just gonna that wire, I pulled it back like that because it was going over the top of its buddy down below. So I didn't want that. So there's a pretty basic loop on that. We can do with these what we want. Normally I would make a swirl or something out of them, but I'm wanting to put this onto here, so I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not. I could put one up at the top. Now, I like these tight swirls. You can make loose swirls too, but I tend to make a tight one because I just like them that way. And they're pretty simple to make. You just start your circle with your round nose, and if it looks like it's squaring on you, because they do sometimes, cut the very end of your inside out, and then just make it first swirl, and then like I just did, take your flat nose and just wrap it around. And there, I'm going to put that swirl right there, like that. And then I have to decide if I'm going to do something with this other one or not, especially if I decide I'm going to put this guy on here. And I could actually, I'd have to put it on now if I'm going to do what I'm thinking I might do, and that is to make another swirl and put it below this, but it's holding onto this piece here, like so. So if you want to do that, this one has a little sharp edge on it. I'm going to cut it down so it doesn't have that point. You take your pliers, like I said, make a twist here. Now you want to take your your flat nose and grab hold of it and just twist it up. Now, if you're marring your wire when you do this with your regular flat nose pliers, you can always use your nylon jaw pliers instead. See how it's hanging in there now? Now what I'm going to do is we're going to bring it all the way up. Oops, don't go over the top of your other wire. You need to stay in your spiral. I'm going to bring this all the way up, and I'm going to keep twisting it until it sort of sits right on top of its buddy there. Now it's not only holding on to the charm, but we've also got a double spiral here up on the top now. So there we go. Now the charm is wanting to loop up a little bit, and because this wire is the same wire, you can always bend it some if you need to. We'll see if it's sitting the way I want. It's not, so we're going to take this piece here, take hold of it, and give it a twist. And now it's sitting the way I want. So there is this little pendant piece all ready to go when I decide what I want to do with the rest of it. But little bits and pieces. Oh, thank you, Anita. So we got about 20 minutes left. I could continue on with this this pendant, but I haven't decided for sure what I want to do with it. So I think we're going to put it aside. Put it back in its baggie if I can find its baggie here. It's probably underneath my tools. Uh-oh, what are you doing there? These are my other flat nose. Now, I prefer to use my wider flat nose for spiraling rather than the little. You can use the little ones, but I prefer the other ones. I still am not seeing its baggie. Again, one of those, well, it was right here. What'd you do with it? Because these are almost the same color, and they are the same color as this. I'll probably, when I put this together as a necklace, probably use these beads and these beads together to go like in through. I'll probably get some chain and then break it and put in a few pieces of these things because I like that look. Come on, you got to be here somewhere. Well, it says no, I don't have to be here somewhere. Up there it is. It was behind the other bag. So put this back in its baggie, and we will keep this for when I decide exactly what I'm going to do with it. I think it turned out pretty. Well, we still have over 15 minutes. I'm thinking we could probably make a quick pair of earrings. I do love to make earrings. I'm going to use these guys. I'm going to show you what I meant when I doubled them. And we'll decide what else we want to go with. Let's see. This is the companion bundle. This is the regular bundle. I can't remember what all we had in there as far as like drop pieces and stuff, like the pendant pieces. I know we had those shells, but I just used one of them, so we only have one left. Oh, I'm going to use these. I love to make earrings out of those kind of things. Oh, and this, I've sort of decided that what I want to do with this, I'm only going to use one of them. Here's my pendant piece. When I decide to make these into a necklace, these got holes all along the bottom here. And I'm going to take this Amazonite piece here, and I'm going to put it down, hang it down here like so. Then I'll have an extra one. But that's what I've decided to do with this piece. Again, one of those things, I'm going to make a necklace out of it, but how are you going to finish it up? I'm not sure yet. Have to think about it. But I think we'll use those and maybe some chain. They've nicely given us some nice all head pins, and I believe there were some. I would have swore there were some ear wires in here. Did I already put them back? Yes, I did. There they are. I don't think I had them out because I don't remember these bronze being out, but we'll see. And with you guys. Whoop. I always got to drop something. Put those aside. I'm going to use some of these and these and these from this. So let's see. We're going to take the two toggle pieces, and I'm going to just use the round piece. And actually, that's got a nice design on it. If I wanted to, I could paint it, but I'm not going to. I actually wish they'd given us some coin beads or something. You know, not coin beads, but some like regular antique brass coins. I think that would look really cool in this, since it's the sunken treasure. But so we want these. I've sort of decided I'm going to use these ones on that with that pendant, so I don't want to use those. Same with those fire polish that were used on its base piece. Did I already put those away somewhere? I'm not seeing them, so I probably did. Yeah, I did. They're in the bag with the other stuff. So I want we'd need more than I like these as a. I'm going to show you what I mean by if you put the two side to side, back to back. Just pull out one of our head pins here. This has got a really bad bend right here, so I'm going to take my flat nose pliers and I'm just going to squish it till it straightens up. There we go. It's not perfect, but it's good enough you can see what I'm talking about. Then we want to, when you put these on, you put, hopefully this isn't going to fall off because it's got a pretty good size hole. Oh, it won't. Good. So then you put the other one to go in the opposite direction, and see, it makes an interesting like butterfly effect almost. So there, that's what I like about those, to do that with them. Oh, hello, Carolyn. I hadn't seen you sneak in, but I'm thinking we want. Not sure I want this big of a bead, but we'll find out what it looks like when I pull it out and put it by those. Now, you can make multiple strands on your earrings here, or you can make just a one simple strand. And that's what I'm going to do here, is just make one simple strand. In you go. In. I don't need more than that. So what I'm going to do, I think, is And then we will put, are you guys too big for our little beads? Let's find out. Put it on the pin, it's easier to tell. Bing. Now we're getting to about the length that I will stop working with them, not wanting to put anything more on here so that my wire can turn, right? So then we will hook that onto there. And then we'll put an ear wire up at the top, and let's see how long these are going to be. Are they going to be longer than I want them to be? No, they're going to be fine. So, but this wire's still a little bent, you can tell. And I'm not going to use the chain after all, so it can go back in here. You can get a couple of another one or two of the ear wire hopefully I can get one that's straighter. It's the problem with the ship. They ship these, they're not the heavy dutiest kind of thing, and then they'll bend in shipping, so we need 2 ear wires. And always check them to make sure that the spring in there is intact and not overly stiff. So that's working fine. This one actually works better than this one. I don't know if you noticed that when it popped back up, it didn't go straight onto the bar. See, it went sideways. And it's a little bit loose. Let's try a different one. Now I have quite a few earrings of my own that do that, and I know to fix them, but there we go. That one's much better. This is the one, right? Yep, that's a little loose. Bing, see how sideways it went? So I have all these things that have springs in them that I always pay attention to things like that with, because they can get really funky weird. So straighten our wire out. And then we'll do the exact same thing on, I'm going to restring this because I still have there's obviously still a bend in this wire. There it is right there. That's kinking that up. So I'm just going to put that aside. We'll use one of these ones that I just pulled out. So, like I say, this little guy on the bottom. Now, that is one thing I was checking, because sometimes that will, if the ball head is small enough, or if the hole is big enough in your spacer, it might slide off. But these are fine. Now, when you put these together, you can do one of two things. You can just make a regular wrap and put it onto your piece here with a jump ring, or you can put it straight onto your piece there. I need to get some more of these out. I had 6, so we need 5 more. Straighten this baby up a little more and then start putting these guys on. I haven't decided how I'm going to, if I'm going to put these directly on the bar or if I'm going to jump ring them. Of course, if you jump ring them, they're going to be a little longer yet. So that is something to consider. I love a long earring, so it doesn't bother me at all, but I know there are people who don't. And for that matter, if you're one of those people who don't like a long earring, check out this. Wouldn't that just be a pretty earring right there with just this big green one and the little one there? I think it would be very pretty. So we'll bend this and we'll bend the other one too. We have to make the decision if we're going across the bar or if we're jump ringing. Now, when we put these ear wires on, these ear wires will open down here on the loop, and you could put them directly onto here that way. But sometimes once you open these, they weaken, and especially if they're gold, and that loop can break. So I'm just going to do a double jump ring on here. Double because you need it to, your jump ring's going to turn and not go the same way as your ring as soon as you put it on here. So you need a second one to keep it from doing that. Now these pieces are from the companion bundle. These are from our original bundle. So we'll drop these back into my original bundle since we have everything out that we need so that it doesn't get all mixed up. And we'll get the last few things we need to do to put these together. Thanks, Anita. So what we're going to do is we have to make that decision about whether we're going to just hook it straight on or if we're going to jump ring it. Now in this instance, since I'm going to have to jump ring the other two pieces, and yes, I have Tinky Tots in this color, so that's fine. And I have ones this color as well that are bigger. We don't want to try the Tinky Tot. I think that bar is too big for the Tinky Tot, but I am just going to wrap it up and not put it directly on there. And that is just a choice you just make whether you want to do that or not. So I'm going to get my bell making pliers in here, go up and around and over, and bring her around. And I'll do the same with the other. And then, of course, if you like these without the toggle piece, you can always just hook your ear wire in right now and be done. So, you know, it's one of those matter of preference things. Now this is a smaller piece of wire, so I am using my pliers to finish it up. Get this little bit off here. Tuck that baby in. It's a little bit crooked, so we'll straighten her up. Now we'll wind the other, and we'll put these things together. And it's right at the hour, so we'll just be a few more minutes. We'll finish this off. Whoop. I hate that when that does that. It's most irritating sound. Okay. There's that one. So there's our two pieces. There's some Tinky Tots in the bronze color. I'm going to get 4 out to put the ear wire on there. Then I need to find my slightly bigger size of bronze so that we can stop doing that, you guys. No falling. Get the, that's copper. Doo, 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 doo. Put them together. There we go. Now this is the more medium size. See the difference in sizes there? So we'll open these little guys up, and they should be big enough to go around our base piece here. Oops. Obviously had the slit at the other side. Didn't notice. To you. It's not quite closed all the way. That's why I'm working it back and forward. I'm waiting for that little click as it hits the its buddy over there. Or scrape, I should say. There we go. And what I'm doing now is sometimes it gets a little bow upwards a little bit when it's closed, and I'm going sliding my pliers in to push those two pieces down together. There's that one. Now I'm going to get these two of these little guys here, and we're going to, where'd it go? There it is. Butterfingers. Don't you just love it when you get butterfingers and things slide and fall? So it doesn't matter which side you hook on first. You've got to put it onto your ear wire first, like I just did here. And then get the second one. Now, if you don't mind your earrings hanging sideways instead of facing forward, you could just have not put the second jump ring on. Come on, go through. Now, this one is fighting me a little bit because this big jump ring, the loop is bigger on this bottom piece. And if that happens, you can do one of two things. You can get a bigger jump ring, obviously. Or the other option is do this loop first and the one that's in the ear wire second. That way this one's already on when you try to do your ear wire. The other thing is sometimes one of them is holding where the other one from getting in, just like that. And switch the position of how you're putting them on. Whoop. Okay, you. Did I get you the right way? I didn't think to check when I put these together whether our shell and our pattern of here was working together. There we go. This one is done. So now I just got to put the second one together. So So, simple matter of simply doing exactly the same thing we did before. This next time when I put the 2 in the, to put the, excuse me, to put the ear wire on, I'm going to, now see, this is another one of those places where you could put a bigger jump ring if you wanted to, because this one, because of the way it comes together, it's keeping itself from entirely closing the same way. So then you have to take it and hold it like so and do the same, and then just wiggle it back and forth with a bit of forward pressure, not a lot, or you're going to be going way past your point, and then just go along until you feel it scrape together. Then it's done. Now the second this one, when I put this on this time, what I'm going to do is the opposite to what I did the original time, and that is I'm going to put my first jump ring on this loop and close it. Now I'm going to take the second jump ring and put it through this jump ring, and then put my ear wire on. And there's number 2. So there are those earrings finished. I think they turned out pretty. Hope you guys liked making them with me. So now we're going to turn back up. So there we go. There is our earrings. It's about the same length as the one I've got on, maybe a little longer. I guess it's a little longer. But so these are made using both the companion bundle and the regular Sunken Treasure kit. We got the ear wires, thank you, Susie, and the toggle pieces out of the regular kit, and of course the wires as well. Thanks, Rosemary. But all of the beads came out of the companion bundle. So there they are. Now let's get a closer look. I do like this check glass with the Picasso finish. It's a really pretty color of green. So there we go, all finished. And we are almost 10 minutes over the hour. So we will see you later. And see you next Tuesday, or we'll see you in one of our recorded videos that will be going on the rest of the week. Bye-bye.